Attention, attention, overly blunt in this one. First to mention, gotta get your Thursday right for the weekend. Overly blunt podcast for the treatment. Keeping this shit 100 not a notch slow. Cause 99 too far from a hundo. New week, new Thursday. O-B-O-B.
What's that Daddy Yankee song, Rompe?
Yeah.
Rompe, rompe.
Na 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 na.
I like that song. I also like you guys' poster. All of your posters, actually.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overly Blunt Podcast. This is the only podcast where keeping it 99 is way too far from 100. It's a new week. It's a new Thursday. I'm your host, Chris X Matt. I have my good brother Manny here with me today. And I have a special guest with me today, too. We got Alicia from Pachamamas?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Pachamama.
Let's start there. Let's start there. What is that? What does that mean?
Pachamama is earth, and Pachamama, the origin is from Peru. So in Peru, can you hear me?
Yeah.
In Peru, they say Pachamama, and that's earth, and we look at earth as a being, alive. She is alive, and
Right.
she nourishes us. So Pachamama. So Pachamama's remedy is earth remedies, because everything that I create is just from plants, trees, flowers. It's everything that we need.
Everything's biodegradable.
Everything's biodegradable for our bodies. I'm still working on the packaging, but it's hard, But that's why I use a lot of glass too, just because it's better for the environment too.
And it's harder for them to throw out.
We got Alicia in the building today, man.
Thanks for having
Thank you so
me.
much for coming through. We actually had a wonderful experience before we started doing this podcast. It was new to me.
New to me too.
And what did we do exactly? Want to break that down? Yeah, get your head in, man. We out here smoking weed. Everything plants, yo. Stop eating meat. Stop eating dairy.
Plug in. That's a good plug-in right there. Okay, so, excuse me. So before we started, we partook in a mini ceremony of a medicine from the Amazon, and it's called hape. Rape, pronounced different tribes. And it's a medicine that the Amazonian tribes throughout Peru, Brazil, they all use. And the main ingredient is a sacred tobacco called mapacho. And then they mix it with other plants as well. And then the alchemy of it is they turn it into ash form. And then that ash form, the way it's distributed is it gets blown up your nose. Which at first, it's kind of like nerve-wracking because many aren't used to having things blown up your nose. But what it does on a physical level is it's just cleansing, all the excess mucus in our body. It's helping, us spit up that mucus. It shows us where we may have any blockages energetically. And on a mental level, it helps clear out all that stagnant energy, all those thoughts, and it allows us to be able to just ground in this spiritual body, reminding us of this peace. And, the more you work with it, the deeper the spirit of the medicine will take you with your spirit. So I can talk about it forever just because
I want to thank you for it because, it was, I feel like I can breathe.
Yeah, he said that he had allergies, and I was like, I know the number one medicine that will help you with allergies. And so, his spirit was open and he can breathe again.
And I didn't do, I didn't do a whole so many rounds. It was just two?
You just
one
did one
scoop. Basically?
Yeah, one scoop to start off. So. And
I feel you could tell if you did this every day, it would clear up your inside, your lungs, and your passage. What do you call it? The airway.
Your nasal passage, your respiratory, your whole respiratory system is like being healed because it's allowing you to breathe, expand those lungs, and really just open that up.
Where did this love for Mother Earth and plants come from?
It came from when I just was searching to heal myself from different parts, things that I had to heal. And physically, I used to really get terrible migraines, like where I would lay in bed for days just crying, like, couldn't even just function. I would be like, I wish I could chop my head off. But obviously, I wasn't going to chop my head off, So, and I just didn't like prescription pills, and I just, so many things triggered at one time. I had a lot of family members passing away, and I just wish I could have helped them. And, I knew that there had to be, and I was like connecting more to my ancestors and knowing how they used to heal. How was it before there was 50,000 dialysis centers that don't do really nothing?
Right.
So that's when I really was like, fuck this. I'm going in with my plants, and,
And
they just started calling me more, and just, yeah.
That's dope.
Mushrooms also, to having a mushroom journey really showed me like, wow, this energy, this is me. They show us, they speak, they are alive, and everything is energy. So just the plants' energy, working with them, it's cool. It's crazy how many benefits they have.
Right,
you wouldn't even think, and you're like, dang,
plants
this
are
does
life.
all this,
Plants
and
are
it's so
life.
cool because it just shows like we've always have had everything, but we have these fucking industries that stole these medicines, stole these plants, and they're like, oh, we'll put maybe like 3% of the plant, but we're also going to put all these chemicals that, and then people are like taking prescription pills for 5 years. The next thing you know, it's like, why are you even taking
No
these?
healing.
There's no healing in that at all. This is just a Band-Aid fix. Like, and for simple things that we shouldn't be needing pills for 5 years for, like plants is all you need, eating wise, and herbs to heal. They're a tool. The plants are used as tools, and just getting these minerals to be able to thrive, connect more to our spirit, helps us with it, because this is just our physical body. We're here doing this thing, but I realize the more I take care of it, like the more I just connect to my true self, because I used to be that person who would just eat anything. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna die happy because I get to eat what I want,
That's how we grew up.
But yeah, that's how exactly. That was the mentality that they taught us.
You come from a Mexican background?
And especially, I come from, so my family eats. It was a culture shock when I told them, But before, when you look back to the decolonization of it all, you see, like, we weren't even eating that before. Like, the Europeans brought pigs. They brought these animals, and now we eat them. But we grew onto it. But before, we weren't eating like that. And over there, when you go back to those countries, you see that they're still like raising their animals at least. So it's not like here. That's the problem here. It's like they're intentionally just...
It's $1 billion industry.
It's a whole thing. We could talk about all night.
No, that...
I get passionate about things, a lot of things, so...
That experience we had was like interesting because it's just, you definitely feel it almost immediately physically, and then as you like focus, you go into this, like, I don't know, for me, like what I saw was I was just going through this, like, I was just walking in pitch black, but I knew I was just walking. That was just like me telling myself, like, yeah, you've entered the void and you're like, you're comfortable. Like, you're comfortable. And then I saw trees, like big ass, tall ass trees, and I was just like driving through. It was almost like a movie. And then the second round I did it, I kind of restarted, and I was just like, I was spinning like super fast underneath those trees, and I just remember seeing stars, and that was it. Quick. It was like, that's like 3 seconds.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, it was fire. It just cleared everything up, blew out all the mucus. Which surprisingly, it was underwhelming on the mucus part. I was like, I expected more out of myself.
Well, like I said, it's just one time, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
We only did it smaller. If we were to sit after this
that's true.
Full, it would be.
That's why I'm now just thinking about, if we do this, if we make it a habit, you'll feel way better.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather do that than go get a nasal spray.
Yeah. You don't know what you're spraying up into your brain.
You don't, but it works for the moment.
But I do have these. I didn't bring them, but next time I'll bring you one. Little, like they're essential oil based, but like the inhaler ones. But they help clear up.
Hey, whatever vegan products. Like the
Plant-based.
more natural, the more plant based, I'm with it. I want it. I'm supporting.
Yes.
I'm that person.
We
That's
need
what's
dope.
up.
We need really good vegan shampoo because I'm very
Yeah.
sad to say.
What do you what about
Yeah.
all that? What do you use for
I
shampoo,
make
body
my
wash?
own. I haven't put it out. Like I have, but
Shampoo?
It's just
Ooh.
shampoo. But I get so like caught up with all these because
Right.
I make everything on my own.
No
all
help.
the labels, websites, so it can
Yeah.
be
No
a
help?
lot sometimes.
Even for your personal life.
Not, yeah, like I feel bad because I want to like hang out with so many people sometimes, but like I barely have time for myself,
Same.
and that's my number one thing I have to remind myself because I like to work, and I don't like when I rest. I'm just like, what can I do? You know, like I like to be on my feet. So it's it's hard, but my grandma, she'll help me like once out the week, like. She'll come help me bag my teas and stuff, and she'll help me put my labels on.
She brought some gifts for us today, y'all.
So-
Like this is quality packaging. Like it may not be where she wants it to be at, but this is quality. It's zipped, it's sealed perfectly, no air coming in it. I already ripped this one off. She gives you a nice little label instruction. Like this is good.
Yeah, fire.
Like branding and everything. Like Pachamamas, yo.
It's the
Like
real
.com
pack.
or what is .com or Linktree or what is
I
it?
have it a little .com and .org.
Okay.
And you guys can go get other shit too.
Pachamamas.com and
If you guys, she has iron boost ones. You got a lot of stuff. You got ones for colon cleanses. I need that one.
Yeah,
I need
we all need that one.
I seen your review and someone was like, "Yo, I haven't had this many healthy poops in a long time."
Yeah, man.
And I'm not saying I'm
true.
constipated, but I think I should have more
It's
bowel
alright,
movements
and we all
than
need it.
more.
We still have
Yes.
shits in us from like years ago, and those herbs will help
Bro.
get them out. And it's normal. I like to talk about it because it's a way of releasing what we gotta release.
But girls don't
you know?
poop.
Yeah, they
Girls
don't.
poop. I've been breaking that since I was
Don't ruin that bit.
Nah,
for
I've been
me.
ruining it since I was like in third grade. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I poop, burp, fart. I do it all. Like,
I'm not there yet.
you gonna get
I'm not
there.
there
You're gonna
yet.
get there
Not
today.
there.
Here we go. But okay, I'll tone it down. I also have different teas. Like, I make pretty much teas for anything that someone may need. But then I can make them into capsule forms too, or tinctures, because
How does the CMOS tea taste like?
Oh, it tastes really strong. Yeah.
Tastes like shit.
It tastes just like medicine. Yeah.
No.
It tastes like ocean
Explain
medicine.
the benefits
I got
of
used
CMOS.
to it, honestly. CMOS is really great. CMOS alone has like 92 of the minerals that the body needs. High in calcium, selenium, copper, iron, magnesium. The calcium is really good for our bones, and what it does too is it's good for allergies as well because it helps clear out all that excess mucus in our body, helps balance out our digestion, and honestly it just helps with clear all that brain fog that we have and getting all of that out. So those who have like Alzheimer's or things like that or just memory helps, you're getting all those minerals. And a lot of times we may think we need something. Turmeric's really good with the inflammation too.
And ginger
Getting
too.
rid of that. Ginger, I love ginger.
I love ginger too.
But yeah, just these herbs have everything we need. All these minerals that we don't get, and a lot of times we're just mineral deficient. We focus on vitamins so much, but minerals we can't produce, so we need them from.
We focus on vitamins because we trust the doctor.
Yeah, that's what they're like, here, vitamins. I ain't never heard a doctor talk about minerals once,
You actually were a nurse, huh?
Nah, I wasn't a nurse. I maybe in my past life. But, in this life, I used to do like social work.
Oh, okay.
And but I did have to distribute medicine at one of my jobs, which that was a hard one because it was like a lot of psychoactive. What are the ones? I don't know, the ones for the brain and like that just can numb a lot, and it was I used to
the
work
chemical imbalances.
Yeah, I used to work in a group home, and they put a lot of the girls with trauma. They would put on medication, forced medication, and that was really hard for me. Just because I knew that there was always something more,
Right.
And that was before I really started making these plants too on one of my jobs, and then I worked with the homeless population and saw the same thing. So I guess that was also something that really led me, because even in the fields that I really wanted to help, I'm seeing they're just doping up people. And it's so sad, from literally 12, 11-year-old girls and boys all the way up until people are homeless, you know? And it's just sad. So helping people reconnect to the power of plants, all that we need.
And who was your like introduction to like who was your inspiration, influence? Like when did you get woke to the bullshit and was like, yo, plants?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I had like my experience and I was like, okay, where am I gonna get all this? I had went to Colombia and Peru, and I like studied some plants there for like 4 months, and I just self-studied and was able to really like do some research. And Dr. Sebi, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was like a big influence in my life of just like, dang, this guy's so, I just love his being, you know, and like his purpose here, that he was here to just share and helping people heal and just standing for who he was. And, you know, like, nah, we need to eat foods for our being, you know, alkaline foods. And I was like, alkaline, that's when I really looked into it and got into more working with herbs. And my grandma used to work with herbs a lot too, and had her garden and all her plants and stuff. But when she had passed away was kind of when my journey really started, because it was like I was just so done, because, you know, she was trying, but it was just a lot, you know. So that's when I feel like she started guiding me, just working with the plants more. So I was like, all right. And yeah, my journey's just been going deeper with the plants.
So you dedicate your whole time to plants?
Yeah, it's just
that's tight.
It's the best thing ever, honestly. Like, they teach me so much every single day, and it's like their growth, or like, I don't know, like it's crazy. And it's crazy seeing the connections to everything like that we need. We need the bees, you know. We wouldn't fucking be here without bees. So changing our perception on that. Even
I just found that out
right away, you know. But like, man, they don't want to use their one stinger on your ass. Like, they trying to live, but you're being all fearful, so then it scares them and then they kill themselves.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking they're trying to sting me.
They're cool. And a bee sting, if they really went down, it doesn't hurt that bad. Like,
it doesn't.
It does.
It hurts, but not that bad. I got stung on my ear.
I did a push-up on a bee.
You used to what?
I did a push-up on a bee by accident. It stung me right here, softball practice, high school, and I was like, oh shit. But then I was like, oh, I gotta keep doing my push-ups.
No, and I got bit on my arm, nothing happened. I got bit on my hand, and I was losing it. I was like, dog, we might have to cut this shit off.
At least you're allergic. Always look at the positives.
Yeah. I'm not really allergic to anything.
That's good.
Besides the birds.
Right.
Now, when it comes to taking like iron boost or these alkaline mineral boosts and all this stuff, is this like beneficial for people that, obviously beneficial to everybody, but is it beneficial to people that we don't eat healthy on the day to day?
Yes, it is. For sure. It's probably for you. And people recognize, because I have people who take them who don't eat, you know, the healthiest, but they're still taking them and they feel that difference, you know. And as soon as you start, after like a week, even a few days, you'll start to like feel the difference, especially with energy. Like, that's what I feel the most. Like, I take those first thing in the rising, you get all that energy. It feels good. And then I like to use them like for fasting or intermittent fasting, because they're so high in minerals. That's what we're feeding off of, you know? So it's like, all right, the body's like, I got everything I need. Let's do this. So that's why you have that energy. You're able to think straight, because all the minerals are being absorbed into our blood. Like,
so if I don't eat all day, I just need like 4 of those.
Yeah, 4, 6 of them. I also have powder form available, so I throw that in my smoothies and stuff, and just like,
that'd be fire.
Yeah, it helps, you know.
We in there. How much you sell those for?
Well, I have like
30.
A 60 count, and I do for 30, and then this is a 120 count, and I do that one for
90.
50.
50?
Yeah, 50.
I'm gonna get that one.
So I have this one.
Get that one.
Yeah, and I take 4 a day,
like,
sometimes more, just because I feel great, and I like to fast a lot and just like eat light throughout the day. Just my smoothies, I put all my other herbs in it too, and I'm just like ready to
full
go.
Of energy.
You know, full of energy.
Imagine if Native Americans
and
like indigenous people had smoothies.
They do. They have fresh juices off the
No, I
vine.
get that. I get
That's
that.
all
But
I
like,
need too,
but like,
smoothies,
imagine you
juices.
time travel, right? And you take your kit, your juicing kit, and you just fly back in time. You like, and the whole nation looking at you like, who? You
Yeah.
like, give me your fucking apple.
Give me your apple.
Give me your fucking orange. Hey, everybody, come on. Let me show you something.
Bruh.
Like,
Well, this is all that they know. So reconnecting to that, because they still doing it. If you go to certain parts of these areas, you know, all the tribes are there. They're still doing their you know, plant-based. Vegan ain't a thing because they've already been doing it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just they've been using these freaking crazy tonics of herbs from tree barks and stuff. Like they know what trees and things like, and it's crazy. And like when I went, you know, to Peru and to these places like Mexico, I went to Mexico and I was just me walking, trying to like look at the trees and stuff, and locals in these, you know, these little towns would come and start telling me about the plants right off the bat, what they do, like, and it's just so cool to see that, you know. So I'm grateful, like.
You went
for
to the
that.
pyramids and all that?
Yeah, I went to the pyramids.
Fire.
It's
I'm hating.
incredible. The energy there is just like, that's time travel. If you want to talk about time travel, that's when you're like, whoa. Like, you feel all that energy just resonating still, and it's just powerful seeing, like, damn, they really, like, structured this to a point, and it's actually, especially in Mexico, like, the pyramids of Teotihuacan, it's just crazy, you know, like, how long it goes, and the pyramid of the sun, the pyramid of the moon, and then they have like the whole walk of the dead, and then pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, and that's the serpent snake, and just like all of that, it's crazy.
wow.
It's cool. That's something everybody should experience, and it's just cool because for me, I've barely been able to reconnect to my roots in that way, and it's just cool to see, like, man, we have so much amazing DNA that runs through us, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so much intelligence and precision, and, you know, so it's inspiring.
We're just all clouded because of all the bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
sad.
It comes back to that, and that's why we're here, though, to awaken our DNA, and that's by doing.
Every time I meet people
we do
like
that with herbs and with plants, like.
every time I meet people like you that are so tapped into their spiritual side, like it really inspires me like to get closer or to tap into more my spiritual side more. But then it's like once if I don't see it on the daily or if I'm around it on the daily, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of just be like, I'll be off of it, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's because for me, I don't even look at it as a spiritual side. Like, I look at it as a spiritual whole. Because, like, that's who I am.
Yeah, that's who you are.
That's who we all are. We are spirit.
Yeah.
But we didn't get taught that right away. Like, hey, you're a spirit in this physical body. Like, you know? So, so we, you know, that's why. And that's what our ancestors and, like, the native indigenous people always understood, you know, with death, you know, when death is really hard for people here. But, you know, when it comes to death, it's like, that's just, you know, like, I know I don't want to get too deep, but, like, suicidal and things, like, people want to die, but only parts of ourselves, you know, maybe have to be, you know, die, but not kill our whole lives. Like, we're here in this physical body to live an experience. But we're just spirit. Like, we are all spirits. Like, everything is energy, but we have this human experience as a spirit. So, like, when it was, you know, along the way, now it's like there's spiritual consumerism. So, of course, everything here is marketed, but it's just, like, living that path of, like, I am still spirit, and, like, now they want to use that. Like,
that's true.
But that's who we are. We are all the elements, you know. That's what we are. The trees, you know, like, we wouldn't be here without fucking trees. They give us oxygen daily. Yeah. So, like, realizing that and living with that in harmony with everything, with all that is.
That's a fact. But I never looked at it like that, the way they do market spirituality now. It's kind of like mainstream.
Yeah. I guess it kind of makes it can be.
Sometimes it seems like it's a mockery. They make a mockery out of it.
It can be annoying. That's a whole other subject.
Do people consider you that like you're annoying because all you do is preach about spiritual shit or plants and?
I don't know what people think of me.
No, but everyone you hang around with is like they fuck with that. They like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's the energy I put out. That's
Right.
the intentions that I set.
Right.
I want to attract people who are on the same vibration as me, and I want to send out the vibration for people who want to learn about plants and are ready to reconnect in this way to come to me, so then I'm able to, have that energy exchange. And that's all that it is. I don't even think about, people do like think, oh, that crazy conspiracy theorist, because I do post and shit that I know upsets people, but this is what I'm here to do. I'm not here to, and that's hard for me because I've always been a people pleaser my whole life, but I'm breaking through that.
You gotta talk your shit. You gotta talk what you
But I
feel.
gotta let people know what's real, and it can be uncomfortable, but it needs to be talked about,
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm a post about plants and all that, and most people are like,
What
oh,
are some
look at
conspiracy
plants."
theories?
Sorry?
What are some conspiracy theories that you posted?
All the kinds. Oh, like all the kinds.
Well, which
I
one?
mean, of course, chemtrails, but I don't post as much, but that's real. And
That's
now,
real.
And now they're legit like, yes, this is our new way of saving global warming and trying to convince people. Like, that is some bullshit. So people used to always talk shit to me when I post that. And then vaccines is a whole other conversation, but and then just about agendas that the elite and people have, it's just so much deeper, and it gets hard sometimes. I'm like, I wish I didn't have to know all this information, because it's like it can
Depressing.
be overwhelming, but then that's when I just return to I'm here. I'm going to do what I can for me, my community, the generations to come, and still bring awareness, because awareness is key, because then more people talk about it, and then doing it in communities and stuff, so...
That's a fact.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on with targeting our children, in a multitude of ways. And you look at the generations, and you see, all right, our generations, we are hella sexualized, What are they doing to the kids now? What are they pushing?
Yeah.
To keep us in this imbalance.
Is she woke?
It's just
I've been saying that. Don't I be saying that?
It's just so many layers.
The way they sexualize kids nowadays, bro.
I need another hit. Oh my gosh, because not really, but really, it's just crazy. And that's what I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna spread what I can, and that's why my kids are gonna be homeschooled.
Facts.
And right now, I'm doing programs with kids and working and doing homeschool.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Let's talk about that. You have little kids.
Plants.
Yeah, you're teaching them about plants, huh?
Yeah, it's been so amazing.
You're doing little seminars for kids. That's fire.
Just little classes teaching them how to make their own solar teas, and last week we made those sprays. We made some of those sprays and teaching them the power of just essential oils, and that's the plant in its most potent form. So being able to breathe that and returning to the breath, that's spirit connecting to just an essence, a sense. That's a vibration of that plant, So it's just so cool. And I love kids. They are my favorite teachers. And I've always, ever since I
love
in,
kids, but it's kind of
grade,
scary to bring kids into the world now.
Yeah,
the way she going, it's like...
And they take us away from the family unit, so there's not education being done in the families anymore, because we're working 2 jobs just to try to fucking survive.
Everything's designed.
They design it that way.
Everything's designed.
Instead of us just, coming, in our communities, having our own businesses.
Having your own little village.
Yeah, we just got to start with our family, and I know it can be tough, and people are like...
How is your family? How do they respond to your whole transformation?
They've come a long way with me during my transformation, for sure. When I first started, because before I started doing plants, I still do, but I started doing energy work, so just doing energy cleansing and tapping into the energy field, because our energy extends 7 feet out, so we pick up things when we go out, and we have things, emotions just in this field of ourselves, so that's why it's important to focus on our energetic bodies. So that's how I first started really getting into the energy work, and then I started going deeper. And my parents at first were like, oh my gosh, are you doing witchcraft? Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, what the fuck? I'm trying to just heal myself from all the trauma that I had to deal with. And then slowly but surely, that's when they started opening up more. My dad was like, oh, your grandma used to do this all the time, limpias. And he was just kind of, I guess, nervous for me to follow in her footsteps in some ways, But now they're like, okay, he has a lot of injuries, but I'm always like, let me help you. So then sometimes when he's really in pain, he'll be like, Mija, come do your energy work. So I'll just put some CBD, the one I make CBD creams too, so I'll put it on him and just put my just put energy. We all have the power to heal ourselves. We are healers, everybody. So when we were little, if you got hurt, we'd always automatically sana.
Colita de rana.
Yes, exactly. Like it's all energy.
What's that translate to?
Put that energy.
It's weird in English. It won't make sense in English.
How do you say it?
It's like rub a frog.
Yeah.
It's like rub a frog.
How do you say it?
Sana colita de rana. Or like rub a tail of a frog. Basically, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But it's frogs medicine. But yes,
oh,
yeah.
Wow!
Another meaning, but exactly.
I never. Wow!
Motherfucking bars.
That's a wow!
So,
Yo,
I was today years old.
Hey, how do you say? I need to know this. I need to know this before the show's over. How do you say what you? Sana.
Colita de rana.
Colita de rana.
Rana with the R.
Rana.
Not rana.
Rana.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
there.
Okay. Sana colita de rana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell the hoes that.
I'm about to.
Oh my goodness.
I'm about to.
You can go
I'll
tell
be
your
like,
garden
hey, I'm about to
tools
be
that.
right there, like sana colita de rana.
But that makes sense then, because
But yeah, so I forgot what the main thing was we were talking. The question.
healing your dad.
Oh yeah, but before that, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we were just talking about how
Oh, and then how I got
the
into
transition.
Oh,
of
right,
your-
yeah.
The
yeah,
support
so then,
from your parents.
Thank you. I got off track. But yeah, so like now they support me. When I quit my job, oh my god, it was shit hit the
When was
fan.
this?
That was, I think it's been almost 2 years now. It's gonna be
2 years?
That I've
And,
just quit and I've been just doing my stuff.
Okay, let's break this down let's break this down on entrepreneur level, not even on a spiritual level or a, I know you're spiritual all the time, but how did you have
On an entrepreneur.
when you decided to quit? Did you have money saved up before you did that decision, or did you just were like, fuck it, I'm going for it and I'll make it work?
I'm gonna be real. I had a little bit, but not much.
You just had faith.
I had to take that huge ass leap of fucking faith and just know that this is what my spirit was calling to do, and I had to do it. I was really, really trying to force it. I was nervous as fuck, guys. Like I was like, fuck.
But that's being human.
I did the whole thing, and I was always living for my parents, trying to I went to school for them. I went to college for them. That's what they wanted. I made that dream come true for them. But I tried to do the fields. I couldn't do it, and it was killing me. I tried to even implement some good programs where I was at, and they weren't down. So then that's when my ancestors are like, nah, you got to do this on your own. This is you, and I know, that this is, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I took that leap of faith with not much money. I had went out of the country, came back, and then I had learned to go make some of these medicines, and then also just, started making them on my own.
Was that your plan, though, to quit your job and leave the country to gain knowledge and then bring it back, or you just wanted to go to find yourself, or
I wanted to go, I did a program where I was an alchemy program, and I learned a lot of things, like how to make spagyrics and how to make shampoos. That's where I learned how to make shampoos, and I was working with a few sacred plants there in Colombia. And just learning about plants. My intention was to learn more about plants and just healing, energy work. That program was really great. And then I did another one in Peru. I was gonna do a permaculture program, but I didn't really like it. And so then I just started connecting with all the locals there, and they would teach me about the plants, and
that's fire.
It was just beautiful, And then I came back, and just my dreams and stuff, and setting those intentions, working with plants that induce those dreams, and seeing just letting my spirit guide me, my ancestors live through me and guide me too, and it's just so powerful. I don't have to think twice like I used to, overthinking, is this right, is this, it's just I just know, and trust, And it feels good because I've always been like the biggest worry wart in the past, you know. Like
I think that's
that's
me.
my mom would always call me worry wart. I'm like, stop being a worry wart. I'm like, what the fuck's a worry wart? Me, like apparently, but now just trust, let my spirit guide me to where I gotta go.
Man.
A lot of projects. I got a lot to do in this lifetime though, but I'm gonna be here till I'm like 100 and something. So
I know girls don't like getting asked this question, but what's your age?
I'm 25. I don't care.
Oh, you are age.
25, alive.
93?
Huh? Nah, 93, like 100 and
No, year. You born
94.
94.
I thought you were trying to say I'm only gonna live to 93. I was like, no, I get it right.
She
At
took
least
that offensive. I would be like,
117.
I'll take it.
Oh man, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful like story. Okay, so even like so when it comes to the making money part, I'm not trying to get in your I'm not getting in your pockets, but I'm saying, did you have already a plan before you quit as far as I'm gonna do this? I already know where I'm gonna get my stuff from and everything, or did you quit and then start getting your plan, start figuring it out, and then made your website and then made your business, and that's how you.
Well, actually, not. I'm like, man, you're reminding me all of the process. I like it. It's nice. But like, I actually started doing with the energy work. So I do different sessions and stuff for people. And I started doing that while I was working my job, but only like part-time, but only a couple people a week, you know. And then that's when I was like, man, I'm going to do this, you know, and just go for that and see where it takes me. And then that's all I was doing is just, I was used to travel and go to people's houses, set up the table and, you know, have a session for people, help them with that and breath work and all that stuff. But I stopped doing that. Well, driving. I still have sessions, but at my space now because driving, like, it's a lot of time and stuff now. So now that I work with, like, the plants and this takes up most of my time now. So, yeah, the money came in, what I saved, just trusting and, like, having the sessions coming in. And then once I started this was, like, helped balance out my other income and stuff, thankfully. And, yeah, I'm super grateful, like, to not have to stress too much. Of course, sometimes, parking tickets, that's one of my Mercury retrogrades. I swear on everything that I've been learning.
I just paid mine
And nails in your tires.
Oh my gosh, and nails in my tire. I swear that's when I really was like, all right, my spirit was like, it's time to realize this don't matter. Because my car was like, just kept breaking down. And I was trying to do things like for me, you know. And I was like, man, what's this trying to tell me? Right. And that's when I knew. Just go listen to my spirit. And that's when I really wanted to leave, but I was in that job. So then I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do it, leave, come back, and continue doing my energy work. And then I started Pachamamas as soon as I got back, and then it's been working since. And I can't believe it's already
2 years.
My plan was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Peru again and Mexico and stay there for like 4 more months, but I've just been like creating and making connections, and it's been great. Like, I'm super grateful for it. I'm ready to go back to Mexico soon again, and then eventually Peru, but I need to like stock up and have my stuff ready so when I leave, people can at least still have some stuff. Because the last time when I went to Mexico, I had some orders, and when I came back, I was like, oh shoot, you know.
And you run the whole business by yourself?
Yeah.
That's respect. I respect that.
It can be a lot, and that's why it's hard. Because for me, like, I love talking in person and connecting with people in person. Social media, like, I've come a long journey of even liking it and accepting it, and I realize it's a good platform. Right. But it's hard for me to maintain that, honestly. Like, I know if I pushed it more and stuff, like, it would, you know, I'd have more people, but I'm good with where I'm at. But, like, you know, that part gets hard, or, like, all the messages and stuff, and I have people just telling me different things, which I love, but it just can be overwhelming sometimes, you know. Like, not everyone does phone calls nowadays. It's just messages. I'll be sending people audio messages.
You do. I definitely got those.
I know, I
definitely got those.
I'm like, man, I don't know what they're going to think. It might be their first audio message, but I have a lot to say. Like, I can't, and it takes me a while. Like, my sister has to help me sometimes. I'll be trying to type it out. I'm like, fuck. On the first sentence, I don't know why, but like talking, I'll just, you know. Yeah,
you're just more overly blunt.
So like with all those aspects, like inventory, all that, like I'm a business person, but I gotta try to embrace some of that.
Right.
It's hard. Finances was hard first too, because like my dad would always say, stop being Mother Teresa, because I've always want to help people, and which I do, and that's what I'm here to do, you know, but also that energy exchange needs to be met, you know, and I'm using everything organic, plant-based, like the best of the best. So finding that balance, working with numbers, which I, you know, all that inventory. So it adds up of a lot. And I'm like, can I just create and do all this? Like, that's my favorite part. And
Do you remember your first purchase?
my first purchase?
The first purchase. When the first time someone bought from you.
Oh, dang. I believe it was a tea. I don't remember which one. Because that's when I really started with just the teas and I think just body butters and the CBDs. I don't even know. So many long.
You have a lot of stuff on your website.
Yeah,
you have a lot of
I
products.
have a lot of good stuff on my website. I don't always bring it to like the pop-ups because I do different pop-ups and events and stuff. But it's a lot on my table, and then it's just me setting up all the time and me breaking it down, and it can be a lot for me. Especially, I'm usually like creating and getting everything ready for the day before. So then that whole day, and then the next day I try to rest, but I'm still trying to get orders mailed out But I'm grateful. It's so cool, like mailing to Hawaii, New York, and I'm
That's
like, what
dope.
the heck? Like, who would have thought, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
but that's
not
'cause of
me,
Instagram.
you know, and it is because of Instagram. So I'm like, I gotta just work
Yeah.
on my marketing, work on those aspects.
It's,
I had some issues with my website.
It's a double-edged sword.
Speaking of Instagram and all that, like we recently went to a
Pachamama's Remedies.
Pachamama's Remedies. We recently went to a workshop, and it kind of was about that. Like, because I feel like she's kind of the whole, I don't want to just make content from my fucking, from my page.
It was it said fuck content, make art.
And I feel like you make art with this. This is your art.
Yeah.
All the products in your work, that's your art.
Yeah.
And you focus so much on the art that you don't really care about the content part.
Yeah.
Like, so it's
And
interesting how it applies.
I'm trying to set days where I like can do a video and talking about the product, and I want to do more. I used to do videos, but I stopped. Didn't have time, but I'm trying to get it back, talking about the herbs and stuff. Because when you know about the herb, like what it does, then you're able to help guide the herbs. You're able to help guide it because they can do so many things. But if you set that intention, like, all right, thank you. You know, CMOS, like my bones are aching. Help me with my bones. Help me with this. It's gonna be like doop doop doop.
Yeah.
You know, because it's energy that it's like okay.
And it's so crazy
that
how people
that gratitude.
people
that
don't want to
knowing.
believe that it works. That's
Yeah.
that's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's you know it'll come away. People are starting to see and get fed up. You know too.
Oh yeah.
You know they're pushing harder and harder. All these commercials.
We had to talk about it, like where 2012 wasn't really the end of the world. It was kind of like the awakening, and a lot of motherfuckers woke up. And right now it's just dope to me because like back then I was into the conspiracies. I was into like weird shit where people would call you crazy. But now it's like cool, you know, the shit I was calling out then. A lot of it's like happening now, but I'm being exposed to more of like the herbal side and the holistic side. So it's like super dope for me to just like kind of intertwine these things.
Yes.
Because it's like, holy shit, a lot of this is like connected dots.
It's interconnected.
Mm-hmm. I think I started tapping in more when I stopped eating meat.
Nice.
And like he was an influence because he was already on that. And then when he moved in here, you know, I kind of was just like, you know, I'm gonna just because I already knew I already knew that was bad for us. I knew all the cons to it. How it gives cancer and I just knew everything. The chicken's dirty, the fish. I knew all that.
I would tease them.
I would just like, whatever, bro. I'm gonna still eat how I eat.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, I'm done. And then I recently gave up dairy about 3 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
How does your body feel?
It's amazing. Yeah. I don't have. Like, I barely get bubble guts. I only get bubble guts now because I tell people this all the time. Just because I say I'm plant based and I don't eat like meat and dairy, that don't mean I eat the healthiest either. There's a lot of vegan junk food, you know, and I eat a lot of that too. And when I eat a lot of like still junk food, is when I the next morning stomach all messed up.
Your body knows, and it's showing though that it's used to like vegetables, fruits. That
I love it. I love all that. I love all that.
Yeah.
Did your mucus?
Yes, it reduces.
A lot. Using vegan toothpaste helps with that
too.
Yeah.
Ever since I stopped eating the meat, I slowly started knocking one down.
That's how I kind of just like, okay, what else are we putting into our body that we don't really realize? Like you said, the shampoo. I use like
body
the
wash.
one I use right now is like aloe vera. I have another one, it's agave.
Yeah, it's hard for me to find.
So I need
is
to
it like mineral?
Get that.
Is it meat? Is it a minimal ingredients?
Yeah, it's minimal. I use herbs, specific herbs like rosemary, horsetail, stinky nettle, and like fenugreek seeds. So those are different herbs that help promote hair growth and help with like
Yeah.
stimulation that are good for the brain. So you're gonna have those herbs infused in it, and then I use like the plant as the base, and then that's pretty much it. It's like kind of more like a herbal wash, watery wash. And I do the powder too, but I just haven't. But
Yeah, no, for me, it's so hard for me to find good shampoo.
yeah,
I have thick ass hair, no matter
Yeah.
what. So I get a lot of like I just start getting buildup
I
like
feel
right
it.
around the top. And I went through 2 different vegan shampoos. The first one was solid, but it's just crazy overpriced.
I felt
It's like $15 for like a little bottle like this. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo, no, veganism not getting me either.
yeah.
Like, no, fuck that. It's still
That
capitalism.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I ordered
Let's talk
some,
about that. Just kidding.
we will. We can.
and I ended up buying like the top rated vegan shampoo on Amazon. So like 1,500 people like voted it 5 stars. I was like, bet, let's cop it.
That was it.
Shit didn't work.
Damn.
But the first,
Them
the first,
15,000 lying.
yeah,
Just
for
kidding.
real, I'm like, yo, what the fuck did you guys have that I got? Like, what do I got
Yeah.
at this point? I'm questioning my scalp.
Yeah.
So I went back to Head and Shoulders.
I'm questioning my scalp.
Questioning my scalp.
I went back to Head and Shoulders, and after the first shower, it's gone.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Like,
Head and
okay,
Shoulders be
hey,
doing something.
like my vegan community, y'all gonna have to like.
Yeah, I feel it. Plant based. I'm gonna put mine out and see. I'll give you a sample. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll be
Sure,
with it.
see
I'll be
how
with it. I'm down to
goes.
test
I
it.
stopped just using conditioner really, and the shampoo just started working. I'm gonna work on a conditioner too because I know people, and it's good to have every once in a while. But
Hey, there's money in it too. though.
hemp once it yeah.
I know you don't look.
exactly.
You probably don't. You don't look at shit like that, huh? Like I know, but it's
I've been
yeah,
trying.
but you're a business. Yeah,
I've been
but
trying because I've literally.
I want to see a Pachamama's retail store. That'd be
I know.
fire.
I've been looking. Like today, I saw a space for rent, and I even pulled down and I looked at it, and
Wow.
called him, texted him, and he texted me back. It's like, oh, call me, I'm excited. But I don't know right now. I've been trying to like remodel like my 2-car garage and make that like my studio where I can have sessions and also have like a mini shop. But
Right.
I'm putting it out there for sure because I do want to have that, and I would like to have that set location just so when I do travel, because that's something that's never gonna leave me. Like I know I'm supposed to be going back and forth, and I'm gonna be building my land in Mexico, and then being able to come back, because that's what it is about. And like you said, money. Like I know I look at it as a tool now, and I've rewired my relationship with it. And thinking about it, because I, used to think money was evil, and growing up in a family that never really had money, like, that was always what the arguments were about, so I was like, fuck money, like,
Yeah.
and that too, and I'm just like, oh, it's so wicked, but also I'm like, all right, it's a tool, though, and I need this as a tool to maneuver, unfortunately.
That's your screwdriver.
In this, because I'm like, all right, so I've been looking for, like, ways I'm meant to have multiple streams of income. We all are, and using what we love to do, and like
Exactly, it's beautiful when you can
always
monetize your
creating
passion.
new things, and like being able to do that and have those things to pass for generations to come, and
You know what quote like really helps me when it comes to money?
but
Is life is like a sandwich. No matter how you flip it, the bread come first. That's it.
But the bread don't come first.
I wake up
That's
every morning.
That's just perception.
Look, I wake up every morning.
That's capitalism.
Hold
That's what
on,
we've been
bruh.
taught.
I wake up every morning, wipe off the crust. You feel me? And I get to the bread.
oh my god,
And I get that. I feel like that's what we've been instilled to go
Yeah.
get the money.
I get that, 100%. But this is a rat race. I'm doing everything I can to get the fuck out of here.
I felt it, but
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to make it to no island and live life peacefully by just fucking getting on a boat and go missing. Nah.
yeah.
I need to do
I
that
think
shit
that
where
too.
it's like I can survive out here, move with the way my parents are moving, help teach my community this and when shit hits the fan, it's like, cool, I got money. Everybody hop on my little raft. I'm going to be local Noah, and we're going to go to this island, and we're going to be kicking it. I'm
That's
I'm
great.
gonna save
That's
some
Yeah.
people.
putting it out there into the
But that's just
universe.
me how I look at money
No,
because
I
it's
feel
like
it. You gotta
you
have.
make millions and you disappear.
Yeah.
That's it. You live
The more you
sustainably.
Man,
make,
if
the
I
more
have
money you make,
millions,
the
I'ma
more of a
just,
shittier
I'm
person
good.
you become.
Just
I
have-
get that.
Yeah, once, some people, you just have to have the right, just remember when it comes to it when you start making more, but yeah.
50
just as a
million is the
tool,
goal.
that shit don't matter, because we're just
Bro, 1
spirits using
million
this
is a
little
goal.
material
Give me
thing
1 million.
to
I'm
move
out.
over.
50.
And that's why something that just popped in my mind is like bringing back bartering and stuff too. I know not everyone likes to do it, but as people start to create and become more and step into their entrepreneur selves, because we're all meant to create and share gifts. We're all here for a reason, whether it is creating something or contributing to a bigger organization, whatever, But for those who are ready, whether it's music, But yeah, like if you need a studio session, cool. Here's some product or different thing, bartering, because using that as a tool, that's an energy exchange. And
I like doing that with other
doing
creatives.
that. Like it's so cool at my events. We get a barter, like always, whether it's food or maybe like a badass T-shirt that I liked. Here's some medicine.
You pretty much match.
That's fire.
So it's cool. I've been trying to implement that back too. And remember
Have
like
you seen,
ways that our ancestors used to exchange seeds. Oh, I can't wait till I get my seed bank going and start exchanging.
Where do you get that?
seeds
Like,
again.
where do you go get your stuff at?
I get
You hunt for it?
I found like the best like organic shops. I forgot the names, but like online that sell seeds. So I've been ordering some seeds from there. But then I get my plants like at the swamp meet by my house, because all my family members out there, they grow all of their plants, and I know that they don't put pesticides and stuff.
That's fire.
So, and they already know me, so I've been going out there and getting all my plants more and more, and building my garden up. Now that my parents are becoming more open to having more plants again, and they're starting to like, a big thing is like they just canceled their direct TV, which is huge for them, because like all they do is really watch TV. My dad's like, I just want to go outside when I get home from work and like, do some gardening and relax. Like it helps me relax my stress, and like that was huge. He's like, why am I paying thousands of dollars to keep this going? And I'm like,
Fire.
That fool gonna turn around and get a fire stick.
Yeah, like they have like the TV, but at least it's just the TV,
Right.
not hooked on these different shows and things, which is gonna have occasional, but go outside, interact, see what's out there, So it's cool.
My dad recently going through like his little health journey. I'm like, cool, like glad. I'm good. I'm happy for you, man. Like,
Yeah.
my mom called me today and like gave me an update, and I was like, that's good. I'm just glad he's like, I'm not gonna tell any of you guys are right. I'm just gonna do this quietly. Like, I'm just not.
Hey.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Yeah.
And whenever you're ready is when you're ready.
Exactly, and that's the thing I learned early on is you can't change anybody at all, or who doesn't. They have to be willing to change, and it's hard for people with health, and that's when it
That's
comes
what I say
down.
about my podcast when I say like when I try to implement people like you on here, or I had other vegan vendors on here, and I've had discussions about veganism on my podcast, but I always tell people, like, I'm not here to change your mind, or I'm not here for you to start being like me. Like, I just want you to be aware of the information and be aware of what's going on. And then just don't be naive when you start getting sick and when stuff starts happening to you. Like, just be alert. And then go and do it, explore on your own time and do it on your own time. Like, I'm not here to judge you and tell you to do it right now. Like, I just gave up dairy. Like, I gave up meat. Like, I'm new to all this shit,
It's
too.
all process. And I tell people we don't even have to look at it, giving up for, like, yes, that's great, give it up. But, like, at the initial start, it's hard for people and they try to give everything up. Like, take your time.
Exactly.
That's like you said, dairy was my last thing because cheese is fucking fire.
Especially queso fresco.
And then we have like over 1,000 fucking sour creams and cheeses that I love to throw on my tacos y todo.
Of course.
So it's hard, So,
yeah, I feel
like,
it.
And then you just remind, and I'm like, I don't need all this mucus, and I
because dairy's worse than that.
Are so sick, like every child. I'm like, what? It's because
how do you feel like when you see like your family? Or not your family, but just people, or I guess people in your family, when like you see your little cousins going to or already drinking soda like crazy, already candy all the time,
hard.
chips instead of food, and
like my nieces sometimes. Oh my gosh, my niece went to the doctor because she had, when you used to run a lot, you have a pain. She had a pain.
Cramp.
And then they're like, oh, maybe you have a broken rib, and it's like not a broken rib, and they're like,
got a
okay.
cramp.
you have allergies. She's like, she doesn't have allergies. Instantly put her on one of those inhalers. And I'm like, dude, I took them hiking and like they needed to go hiking. And I was like, it was like kills me sometimes, but I could only share and do so much.
Right.
And
You
know, and that's what I'm being the change and breaking these, patterns and for my family and generations to come. And that's what I'm here to do. And they say all these diseases are passed down, like, oh, does this run in your family? Diabetes, does heart attack, like, that does, but that's not genetic. What runs in the family is bad eating habits. And I don't blame my parents. I don't blame this. This is what we learned, but we have to be the ones to take that and
break the cycle,
do the unraveling and break it.
I tell my mom, we found the information, the right information.
Yeah.
So we have to break the cycle. And even now, my mom tells me like I inspire her a lot now, and she's like, my mom lost a lot. She lost a lot of weight too. She's very cautious now about what she eats. Like she hasn't gave up the meat or nothing like that, but she's
at least in
a lot less of it. Yeah, a lot less of it.
I tell at least our elders, it's sometimes harder too. And just like, eat.
My dad gave up meat.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's fire.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
My mom, this dude's just knowing my dad and seeing where he's at now. It's like I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like
that's so
I didn't think he'd get this far. I'm surprised. I'm like,
that's beautiful.
That's so amazing.
Because I've heard this shit so many times. I'm a change since a kid. But now it's like.
But your dad had like a scares.
My dad. The doctor scared the fuck out of my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pay the doctor again to scare him.
I'm gonna pay him again. I feel it. They'll take that money. They take any money.
Like here's a hundo. Lie to him. Tell him his shit.
No,
fucked.
but really though, like. People need that push, and I always say like let's do this, the preventatives. We don't look at it, and a lot of times I'm like in my family, I look at my older family members, and I'm like, you guys, I feel like not even just them, like the world be waiting. Like, guess I'm gonna just wait to see what disease I end up with. Like we can prevent all of these from happening. But like sometimes when people get these they kind of. But maybe sometimes with that big scare, it'll push people and they see like, damn, I don't want this. And then that's when people are really seeking like your dad. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I hope like my dad, he's making those changes, but I get nervous sometimes because I'm like, don't wait until something terrible happens where you're like, oh, now you're really like, oh, take care of me. Like, nah, boo, you gotta take care of yourself now.
What do you recommend for people that have like blood clots?
Blood clots, I would recommend doing...
Like my dad's on blood thinners because of a blood clot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's his blood clots at?
On his leg.
Leeches. I'm dead serious. Google it.
There's different herbs. Yeah, there's an herb for everything. There's a plant for everything.
Because leeches, they suck the blood out.
Well, I feel like just getting on like...
If you want to get into like deeper like medicine, like sacred plant medicines, combo would be one.
Combo,
which is the frog medicine where you do the burns. I know it might take time for him to get there.
Oh yeah, my dad.
But one day, if it's blood clots, serious thing. But if not, herbs, different tea, different ones like sasaparia is like amazing for the blood, just restoring it with the iron. And
what is it called?
Sasaparia.
You sell that?
I do sell that one. Yeah, that one I put in the Iron Boost capsules as well. And that one has like one of the highest contents of iron out of like a lot.
Yeah, I need that.
And that's a root, so
I know I should go to the doctor and get blood tests, but I'm scared of needles.
Yeah.
Like a lot. So I avoid it. And but I know I'm anemic because like just certain AC, I'm always cold. Like I love the hot. I can't be in the cold at all.
I'm gonna bring you the iron ones next time around.
And I'm gonna buy them off the website. I'm gonna put my order in.
They really help, those ones. I've had a lot of great testimonies, and that's what always inspires me too. Because I'm like,
I look at your reviews and everything. You have a lot of people that mess with it.
Yeah, it's good, and the irons helped me a lot too with my energy for sure and focus, like and emotions. Because when we're lack of iron, our nervous system is like out of whack too. We're kind of just like. Not really able to send those messages, and it's just...
What do you recommend for bad posture?
Stretching. I need to work on my posture myself.
Too.
You said that, and I was like...
I always catch myself like during the day.
My back is like it's hurting right now, but I'm trying to keep it straight.
I would recommend the breathing. always back to the breath because sending energy into...
I thought you said bread. I'm
I
like,
know, that's it. Back to the bread. I was like, damn, all right.
Breathing. Like taking that time and sitting with yourself and just like breathing and taking like a deep breath and just imagining your exhale going into your shoulders, and that's energy. Your breath is energy. You're sending that out and it's gonna push and help that tension. But other than that, well, we'd have to see what that tension's from. And then, you know, different herbs like that.
Just
work
like
with
you,
the
I work
nervous
all day.
system. Yeah.
just like you, I work all day. So it's for me, either I'm fucking sitting in my car, sitting in my office, or here sitting editing.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I need to
got
start.
some CBD that will help too. The pain.
I'm about to start going. I need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Get buff. 2020 six pack for sure. You know, I lost my little pudge.
I'm gonna get a 6-pack too.
I lost my.
I want to do a
pudge.
detax. Well, I bought.
said, let's do it.
I bought the a detox thing recipe, and I have all the 10-day step by step, time by time thing, and but you're the colon cleanser things that you gotta just the pills, huh?
Sorry, that was a good one.
What's the GMO?
Let me grab this. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Why you gotta say it? I was gonna say it too. I was like, nah.
You guys are hilarious.
That's why I handed it to her all slow. I was like,
It's alright. Okay, so back to what you guys said.
what did I ask
You can tell she live a natural life because like that shit hit her.
That's dope though, bro.
Yeah, like that's
I
dope.
aspire to be like that, and I'm not saying I can't. I know I can do it. It's just I'm not gonna front.
That's
No,
just
it's
a
just
lot of for you at your age. That's just a lot of fucking brain power. And women do have the advantage because their brain develops at like 21, and us dumbasses, our shit fucking. I got 5 years to go. I do feel like that's a part of it, but yeah, like that discipline you have to continue your lifestyle and follow like the messages you're getting from different realms and like interpreting them, but living through these messages where it's not like a voice told you like, you know, like wake up and brush your teeth every morning. No, you're like, you see way more than what it is and you're applying that to your life. So seeing you monetize that and like you're just seeing you hit this hit, right? Taking this hit. It's like it shows like yo, she not none of like the blunt with it.
I know she wouldn't have hit that.
She wouldn't have. Yeah. Even though it's natural.
Yeah. Occasional, but I roll my joints like the ones I rolled.
Yeah, she pulled up with a fat joint,
I
yo.
rolled one and then I just be smoking out my bong and bonging joints. But
You're very quote unquote hippie, huh?
Oh my god.
You don't like that? You don't like that term?
Yeah.
I'm sure you get that a lot though.
Good.
That's
I'm
the
sure you get that.
colonized term.
No, I get that.
I get a lot of different terms, and I'm just like, sure.
What are those? What are they called? What is like that love Bella chick called? What are they called?
A shaman?
A shaman. Is that what you aspire to be? One of those?
I wouldn't call it a shaman, but I just say shaman because that is like a healer.
I'm just laughing at the question. I mean,
do you see yourself ever doing that?
See it. Well, it's
we low key had you were low key one right now when we had our ceremony.
Yeah. It was. That's why I'm laughing because there's so many layers to everything, like an onion. But
I'm not trying to offend that community, so I said some fucked up shit. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't offend no community. It's just funny because the word shaman. It originates originally from like Siberia, you know. So like the word came over, you know, out some time. But when I think of shaman, people, you know, they go to Peru to work with shamans and stuff. But like that, they do some very deep work, and I know a lot of people here. You know, you can say shaman, but I just look at it as another term word. But like, you know, yeah, working with the plants and working in these different realms and. I guess you can say aspire to be, you know, at that level because I've sat with, you know, these medicine women and men and, like, for them to take these, like, ayahuasca or these different medicines, DMT, and being able to lead ceremonies and, like, help you heal because, like, I heal so much in my ceremonies and, like, they're icaros, like, they sing these vibrational chants. And it's like they tap into the healing realm,
Yeah.
and they send it to you. So like,
Yeah, she
hell yeah,
she be
I do.
having all them.
She
She be having people that like play drums.
Yeah, and like the
making
drums. So
sounds.
I guess I look at myself just I don't know.
A healer.
Yeah,
A healer would be like a safe term because
healer, medicine woman. Like I don't know.
That's what Jesus was, no?
yeah, he's a healer.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No,
he's a healer.
He was,
we had that
know.
conversation. Remember when that guy came and he talked to me about church, and then when we had a conversation, and he was just like, "What if?" Like he was just going around with plant remedies, and people were like, "Damn, you're a healer. You're healing me."
Yeah, and it's
my
just
only
connecting.
question is like the bread part. He fed a whole village with just 1 or 2 pieces of bread. That's the part where I'm like,
No, yeah, there was some questionable. I mean, hey, man,
but
I don't want to talk about. I don't want to get into the Bible.
My question for you was gonna be, fuck, it was interesting too.
Are you religious?
No, I wouldn't call myself.
It's kind of hard to be religious if you're very spiritual, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I used to be, like, I grew up in the church, deep rooted in the church, was at every fucking church camp.
Catholic?
We first, like, when I was little, went into Catholic and then went over to Christian church just because my dad wasn't teaching us Spanish after, and then we didn't understand it, so then we went to a Christian church. And I even went to a private Christian university, that was more, my parents really wanted me to go to that one, and I was like, whatever. It's a good programs that they had.
What'd you go to school for?
Well, when I first went in for education to teach, and then I ended up switching it to global studies because I wanted to travel during that time there. And then I ended up graduating, though, with sociology because I was supposed to do another program, but I couldn't go overseas again. So I got sociology. But yeah.
Waste of time?
I would just look at it as part of my life here that I had to experience.
That's a yes.
The journey.
So yeah, I would recommend
everything happens for a reason.
That everyone.
Did you get anything from college?
Like people think they need college too, and then it's a trap. Like now I'm stuck with all this fucking debt that I didn't even realize, and I was just trying to go to a 4-year and do this and be done and get a job. And then I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Now they're like calling me literally every single day because I haven't paid. And I'm like, oh, I ain't working on that one yet. I'm working on my other debt. But, it's crazy.
They're going to have to wait.
So I'm working on my debt to God. I'm going to watch y'all.
Yeah,
they're going to have to
calm
wait.
down. You guys are a Christian university. Jesus forgives. Forgive my loans.
Oh
Thank you.
my God.
Please,
Shout out
those
Bernie.
shits are wild. It's a
even-
crazy trap, and tuitions are just going up more and more, and it's sad.
I feel like the more woke people get, the higher shit get. Like the more pricey certain shit get.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
don't even
my
know.
parents, if they came to America, they probably would have paid like $12,000 for like 2-3
Where do
years.
your parents live?
Hesperia now, but
Okay.
we came from India, so
Okay, cool.
yeah, like tuition back in the 50s was like $2,000.
That's
$2,000 a
crazy.
year, like
Yeah.
pay off college with $8,000 debt. What the? Yes, let's do it.
Mine was like 60 something a year
Oh,
plus, I think. Yeah. Private Christian university.
60,000.
I got some grants and loans, but not enough. So in debt.
60,000
I
a year.
worked 2 jobs and was struggling those 4
If
years.
I'm paying 60,000 a year to learn anything, it better be on how to fucking.
I know. I wasted.
Credit
I should
UFO.
have just went through with my education, so I could have went in there, but with the kids. But everything happens in divine. That's when I used to take some Adderall, and I know a lot of people take that medicine, but that shit is wild. And
Damn, so you before all this goody good, well now you kind of look like a goody good and spiritual. You had one of those. You had a phase like that. You were on Addies.
I am a goody good church girl.
She was on Addies bumping Chief Keef.
That was only I went in college, and it was only for like 1 year, and I hated it. But it was because I was working 2 jobs full time. I was like, fuck this. And I've always had ADD or ADHD, whatever they want to call it, But I feel like that's a whole other subject. And that's why I take the brain boost, because all of these different herbs, they help with the brain. They help just with focus, with functioning, with memory, because my memory was always terrible too. and I get really, really distracted and stuff. And yeah, my focus. I'd always get in trouble in school. Like when I was, even since I was younger, ever since I was a kid, they're like, "Oh, she needs to go on medication," and my parents are like, "What the fuck?" Just because I was super hyper. Like I have
What
a
the
lot of
fuck?
energy.
Did they put you on the medications or no?
No, well, unfortunately, my brother experienced first the medicines, like the Ritalin, which was a lot stronger. They used to put on, so like his side effects affected him really bad. So then, when it came to me, my parents were like, "We're not putting her on that." And then when I did go on and I didn't tell my parents, and then my mom found one of the bills and she was pissed. But yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's crazy seeing like the transition, but always my spirit just led me back to like, I already know, just.
So what was that breaking point? What was that point where you were just like, I'm off all this bullshit. I'm on this. Or it wasn't like that. It was over time.
Yeah, I didn't for like, I'm a, That was when I was just working at my last job, and there's a lot of trauma for other people.
That one job you were talking about earlier? Or what job was
that? I went from like working in traumatic spaces to traumatic spaces, like in a group home with like girls just exiting human trafficking, girls who are foster who just got raped, like all this.
Damn.
Then I worked in a domestic violence shelter, and I was working 2 jobs, both of those. And then from there, I went to the homeless population, and I was working there for a couple years. And then, so I was always around that, and like, by the last job, though, it was like bringing up different triggers for me, like seeing, like, damn, like, they'd share their stories, and I'm like, whoa, because some of those things happened to me as a kid, or I would see growing up, and I'm like, shit, that could have been me, and not that I'm doing this because it could have been me, but yeah, like I want to help people realize like we can heal ourselves, and that's when I got into energy work. I started doing. I was able to really heal parts of myself just with energy work. The power of the energy, calling on the life force energy that flows through all of us. And channeling that energy, that breath, that light into my body to release these traumatic memories, because we hold trauma in our bodies, and if we don't release it, that's when we get sick. So it was a healing journey. Like all that stuff happened and showed me like, yeah, you are a healer, because I've always been in these fields wanting to help and assist. But then it was like, gotta heal yourself from these things that happens. And a lot of, like it was a tough childhood,
You acknowledged. You had accountability, and you acknowledged
it and release it, forgive, and welcome that love, so more things can continue to come into my life, and like just forgive myself and like love myself, because they don't teach us how to love ourselves. And I feel like everyone is just a daily journey, remembering and to put ourselves, love that and honor ourselves with everything, whether it's just needing to rest because we don't rest in this world, because like you said, rat race, or just loving ourselves by nourishing ourselves with proper food, so that our spirit can fucking revitalize and just like then really really live and experience, because it's like we just manifesting and doing all kinds of shit that we're like beyond this way they got it set up for us to run around and be stressed and resort to things to try to just
It is all fabricated.
This fabricated reality.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been.
Could be fun.
We're in a space where we're gonna see, like, I feel like my kids might like how we had the Nintendo 64 and PS1, and then we came out with like the PS2s and shit like that. I feel like the gaming side for them is what's gonna create the next world, as far as like right now we're in like the content era, as far as the states go, because the rest of the world is like protest and on fire. But in America, at least, I feel like in like first world countries, it's going to be where our kids are in a virtual reality world. And like how Fortnite's addicting now, it's going to be shit like that, to where a lot of kids that don't have friends, or by that point, you're not really going to even need friends because you have your phone and all the entertainment you need on your phone. They're just going to be playing these games, and they're going to be meeting people that they get along with.
I hate when parents just give kids their little phones or iPads. Like,
Oh no.
It's like, I understand, okay, maybe moderation, but man, these fucking
Not even
1-year-olds.
moderation. You getting
I
a
know,
flip phone.
I'm trying to be nice right
But
now.
it's no. I feel like they do it
but
to not.
1-year-olds know how to use the iPad and shit better than me.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, how they
But it's
pull
the
up this video?
Bluetooth
And then there's sickos out there who put weird shit out in these videos and these messages
It's
and
these frequencies, bruh.
programming frequencies at such a young age.
Bluetooth fucks up your like when my wife pregnant. There's gonna be Bluetooth off.
Nah.
Apple CarPlay we gonna have to get a tape deck.
A tape
Aux.
deck.
Huh?
I love it.
Aux too, but tape deck.
Speaker.
We just trying to be safe.
The
When we go to
Tessie
bed,
not gonna have
you
that.
know, those are all things we gotta be real about. 'Cause
when we
they're
go to
gonna just continue to enhance those
5G.
radiations and things.
5G coming.
This is why we gotta continue to up our health game and live this.
5G
Live this shit. We
LTE.
can't let them win. Like,
Chemical trails.
by
We can't
killing
let
us
them
off,
win.
like-
Look, chemtrails. Here's some math for y'all. Chemtrails plus 5G LTE equals surveillance. That's gonna be the crazy part.
Well, they're already surveilling our
But
food.
no, this is a whole different type of surveillance. The energy off your phone, the aluminum, and just based off the aluminum we get from the chemtrails, they're gonna be able to highlight what we doing, where we at.
Oh, like on.
Like Chris is asleep right now. Oh, he turned to his side. We got that based off the body heat.
Oh man.
And you just gonna be like,
I'm like.
It's depressing, man. When you realize
a lot.
how everything is going.
that's when you gotta book
That's
an Eli. That motherfucker was covered up head to toe. We gotta do the same shit, like cover up head to toe.
I love the sun.
Walk around with a
I
little
love
bit
the
of
sun.
I know. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
get your
keep
iron
on.
up.
We gotta do something.
I hate the
'Cause
sun. That shit be hot.
But it's hotter to think about it. You know about these chemicals because it's coming through surfacing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is getting hotter, but they're manipulating it more. Like
Yeah,
we gotta
Heart
let
Machine.
the sun do its own thing.
Shout out to Heart.
It knows not to fuck us up.
Shout out
and we
Heart.
fucking it all up, you know. So
Heart Machine out here keeping things.
yeah,
Working
so
overtime.
We gotta be
Yeah.
mad at them. The sun's always is what gives us life. We are the sun, you know, like so it's what gives us that energy, fuels us, activates our DNA and all of these fucking powers, honestly. Sun gazing? You guys sun gaze?
I've heard about it.
No,
Oh my
that's like sunbathing, right?
It's powerful. It's basically, but like you have to do it either like an hour before sunrise or an hour before sunset. And you go and you just stare at the sun. You can start maybe like 3 to 5, 10 minutes, build yourself up to stare at it. But you're strengthening your pineal gland and starting to decalcify it, open it up. And, you know, that allows you with your vision, your purpose, your everything, opening up all to these realms.
Doesn't 8 minute burn holes in your eyes?
Doesn't what?
Doesn't staring at the sun for 8 minute burn holes in your eyes?
No. I'm like, listen, this is the thing. I know, I was like, I thought you said something else. I thought you said, I don't know. But no, it doesn't. But
Okay.
that's probably one of the things, like they say don't stare at the sun, or especially during like...
Well, it does hurt when it's bright.
It does hurt, yeah, but that's why you have to do it during the right
Yeah.
hours. If not, you can mess up your vision. So like,
What
don't do
the
it like at
fuck?
12 o'clock when it's at the peak of
Yeah.
the day and just go out there and be like, I'm gonna sun gaze. Like, that'll
Fuck
your eyes
that.
up. Like, just do it either an hour before.
I might have my shades on and do
An
it.
hour after, but before sunrise or sunset. And start with a minute. Close your eyes and then reopen. Focusing. Start doing the breath. The sun can heal you, you know, breathing with the sun.
Something like that.
They say...
Question. When you're doing it before sunrise, there's no sun. So would it be an hour after sunrise? Like within sunrise to an hour after?
I think you could maybe do it after too. It's an hour before after, because when you said that for sunset, it's like an hour before and then while it goes down, of course, you know.
So you could technically do it for 2 hours.
Yeah. So, but you know, just in the during once a week, or just set a goal and just start doing it. You'll see it's empowering. Like you'll start to freaking tingle and vibrate, and it's just, especially if you start doing your breath with it. And our ancestors used to know that the sun heals, and that with the sun, like, you know, just breathing it in, calling in that energy can heal any disease that we have. So using that energy to heal, like the power of the sun, like of course it can heal our energy. We are energy. We are light. We are light beings. Sun is just charging us up, just like plants. You know, plants,
Right.
they need the photosynthesis, that light. And we're just like plants too, but in the human body, but still same thing. Like, that sun is powerful. I'm so grateful. Give gratitude every day. Because, yeah.
You heard about that dude that survived off just living off the sun? And he did it for like 86 years or some shit, no food or water.
Damn.
They took him to the hospital to test him out, and all his vitals were good.
Wow.
But yeah, he ended up telling them, like, I need my sun hours.
He's wild.
But he'll just go out there and sit there. He said, I get all my nutrients from it.
So
That's all I need.
so one day he don't get his son. He
I don't know. I don't know
So
what's
weak.
going to happen
That's
to
why
him.
we gotta protect the sun. Protect the sun.
Hey,
Protect the sun.
Bill Gates trying to
Yes,
block the sun.
fuck Bill Gates.
Yeah,
man,
Bill Gates trying to
because
block
he
the sun.
is. He's trying to be like, oh, I'm doing all these little nice things, hooty hoo. But he's trying to block the sun. Really, let's really
No,
think
he's
about
going
it.
to put a dome on top of us so they could escape, and
Have
we're
you
going to be
seen
stuck
that
here.
Simpsons episode
Movie.
of that movie? And
Mm-hmm.
they put a dome. Oh, how motherfucking nah. That's what they're basically doing with these dome chemtrails, you know?
Yeah.
All masked in. When you go up in a plane, you don't see that shit. But when you down, all you see is, oh, look at that cloud. No, that is, no. And yesterday they were spraying like crazy, and then you see later at night it's how foggy, and it's like,
They're saying that they're spraying a bunch of mosquitoes too that have a bunch of infections and shit.
Yes, literally, it's
That's crazy,
FDA
like 20,000, yeah,
they
bruh.
release all
Yeah,
these
patent shit.
mosquitoes, and it
Mhm.
has E. coli bacteria and something else.
That Z one. What's
And
that Z one?
I forgot what it was, and they're releasing it
Zika.
as an experiment. Like, what kind of shit is that experiment to poison us more? So
Yeah.
we go to the doctors, buy more medicine. They
To
get
force us
richer,
to get vaccinated.
We get sicker. We die. They get richer. Fuck them.
Bars.
Fuck up. She
Yeah,
broke that
bars.
shit down.
Tired. I'm ready to start.
Hey
a
man, I like
revolution.
when I have guests on my podcast. I talk the same lingo that we be
Yeah.
talking
Ah,
because
like,
that's what we be talking.
This is what
Yeah.
money sometimes frustrates me, because I'm ready to plan the revolution, but I gotta still somehow
Yeah.
make money. So that's when I'm like, fuck, all right, let me get my streams of income so I can get ready to start this revolution, because somebody gonna need to. It ain't gonna be that. Never mind, I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, somebody need to.
It ain't gonna be who, that Greta chick? Hey, she a bird. I don't like Greta. She's paid. She's paid off.
Right,
She's
it
a
ain't gonna be a
puppet.
paid puppet.
I don't know.
All
I
I'm
like how I
gonna
knew who
say.
she was talking
I
about.
know, I was like,
like I said, like Greta
stop there,
chick.
because all these people gonna be mad.
I don't give a fuck. Let them get mad. Like Greta
don't-
chick.
Get
I'm not a
mad.
fan of white
Indigenous
feminism.
people have been fighting for all of this and have been knowing this, so we got to continue to just like look to the indigenous to help us with these climate issues. Not pay and get taxed thousands more dollars to put up a block for the sun. Like, come on. All these and now fund their chemtrails now that they're openly being like, oh yes, this is a real thing, and they're gonna block the sun.
Do you keep up with politics, or is it kind of hard to?
Oh man. No.
No.
Not really.
Like with the politicians
I
that are
don't
running and
know.
everything.
I kind of know. I was before, but not really. I know just a little bit, but I just know like the linkage of Clinton, Trump, fucking all of them, and how sick they all are, and what they do, and sheesh, it's sick.
She
It's
tapped in.
just really sad. It's really, really sad, and I can't wait till people just continue to wake up, and not people are waking up, but realize there's so many people in all these indigenous tribes right now fighting for their lives. People getting burned and blown up right now. And yeah, but they're risking it because these governments, it's not just here, but there unfortunately is manipulative.
Right.
But they all have links still. It's those higher uppers that all
We
link,
next.
and they're fucking sick asses
I
that
always-
run this trafficking.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to, ever since I was younger, be a huge advocate for human trafficking, the fighting against it. And I always had so much hope. I still do, but man, the more I did research, I never it was so sad. It broke my heart to realize how deep it is. And
you don't
how
like Trump?
Sick they are. No, I don't like Trump.
I mean,
That was the biggest insult ever.
no,
I'm
I mean,
just
because I feel like
kidding.
that
Enlighten.
I believe that he's
You know-
someone that's actually fighting for human trafficking. He's the one that brings the most light to it.
I'm sorry to tell you this, brother, but it's because he is a big part of it.
You
And
think so?
Okay, you know Epstein, that guy who had the island?
Epstein?
Yeah, let's look at pictures of how many times Donald Trump visited that fucking island.
He's not on the vlogs.
You think they're gonna just put him on the logs, dude?
Yeah, everyone else is on there. Clinton's on there. Beyonce's on there. Jay-Z, everyone's on there.
He's on there. He went on it, all those pictures, and he had allegations with him. You see, they were friends for forever, you know? They were friends for forever.
I don't believe that. He banned him from his Mar-a-Lago 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, let's see what was going on with that. Maybe
no, but
Clinton and someone else.
There is a video where Trump says that he was part of that club, a part of that elite club.
I believe it because he's a fucking sicko. He has over 50 allegations pressed against him, rape, sexual abuse.
But none of them went through.
Of course, because he's a president and they set him up. He's a puppet, so I can't.
I mean, yeah, they're all puppets at the end of the day.
Yeah, but he's a sick puppet who he.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
What? Am I here with the?
No, I don't.
Trump supporter
I don't believe that.
This just took a twist.
No, I'm just saying because I think I don't listen to the media. I don't believe what the media is telling me.
I don't believe the media either. They don't tell that. Otherwise,
no, but the media's whole job right now is to
right now.
Exactly. That's what they focus on the most. What have these Democrats really planned these last 3 years besides trying to get this guy?
I don't focus on politics like that because it's still all set up. I don't like voting. It sucks. It's hard because people think we earned this right. Blah blah blah. It's still set up. Like it's still.
It's a sick system.
Family members from forever that are in this, and it's just a weird line of them, and yeah, it's a whole thing. So. All I can say is
I believe the whole Epstein shit. I believe the Clintons are the evil. I believe a lot of this shit, but
you don't believe Trump.
I was that fuck Trump person. I was that.
Yeah.
And then when I started just really doing my research, I'm like, oh shit, like I probably have this shit all fucked up. It makes sense why they want him out. He's a threat to the deep state. He's a threat to the elite. That's why their whole thing is to get this guy out. We're the only, we hate this guy so much. You go anywhere, you go on any news station, it's fuck Trump. Look at Trump this. They still, you know why he's not impeached? Because they don't got shit on him. And they're just trying to run that narrative for the longest. Does Trump activate white supremacy? Yes, I do believe that. I do believe he's a lot of people just are fucking with him because he is a quote unquote white supremacist. He's a racist. But hey, man, I don't know. I be looking at shit differently. And this guy's actually fighting for child trafficking. There's a lot of people getting locked up right now. He's trying to go after Obama, for Clinton, and I don't know. I don't believe it.
I know there's over 100,000 sealed indictments. The administration has ready to hand out. That's the most.
The Epstein shit. Come on, man. That was.
Okay, the Epstein is one thing, but what about all the missing girls at the border right now?
Exactly.
And how much he hates them, and he allows for this to get lost because those are the girls who are also being trafficked.
Which ones?
All the girls at the border that are going missing, those are our girls, and not only for sex trafficking, but for our organs and for our children, child's harvesting. So when Trump's
talking about border safety, he's trying to actually bring more safety, regardless if it's not going to work. Or if he's actually that's supposed to help, right?
It's just to get more. It's just a whole thing.
It's a process. It's a process. It's only been 3 years, and like I said, this guy, I feel like he is a threat to the deep state. If you know, the deep state is what really runs the world. Like you said, the elites, the Rothschilds, the banking system, everybody. Everybody, he attacks everybody. That's it. He attacks pharmaceutical companies. He attacks who other president? Obama never did that.
He does. But I just still look.
Do I still have my antennas up? Of course.
Of the day, I just still look at him as another puppet, and I don't look at politics as something for me to really have to.
Exactly, I was gonna ask that because it's kind of hard to tap into that when you're on a whole different vibration.
Why I'm I don't want to get too because I know how politics do, but for me, ultimately, my spirit's just I know this shit, but I also know this system's gonna break in some
of course, yeah.
time. So
it's coming.
So why
it's coming.
I always say it's coming to a city near you.
My dad always tells me you need to be involved with politics.
At least know what's going on.
Yeah, which I do.
Because it affects us.
Of course, I do know what's going on, but I'm also don't need to invest all my energy into it just because I receive different, and I just like you said, you have a lot of research. I got a lot of different research too, and it can be overwhelming for me. So I just focus on my mission.
Shout out to QAnon, man.
What I'm here to spread,
QAnon.
and then
where we go one, we go all. That's That's my inner white man. No, I just know that it's just fucked up, and I don't really like getting into it. But at one point, I was very invested into it.
We get to talk about this though, because these are important topics.
I just don't like to believe. I like to think for myself, and I like to form my own opinion after gathering so much information. I form my opinion. I don't just jump into some shit right away. No, I it comes to my attention. I'm like, okay, and then I start seeing more of it, and then I start just actually forming my opinion. Like, okay, you know what? Like, even going back to the space is fake.
Need more people.
It wasn't just right away. I think space is fake because we don't know. There's no moon landing. There's no nothing. Like, how do we know? And I hate when people be like, well, just look up. And I'm like, okay, we see that, but is it really what they're telling us it is? Like, we don't know that.
I can't wait to hear about your first DMT trip.
That's what he always tells me.
And mushrooms. But
that DMT, boy, you gonna
take you to all the universes.
But that's, I don't know about, I believe those are realms. I don't believe those are different universes.
But yeah, it's a whole thing. Who knows?
Exactly, who knows? So I just question everything we've been taught in school.
That's good.
Because we don't know, but like I'm so quick to form my mind to I pick a side.
Yeah.
I don't just be open to it until someone else presents me more information towards like, okay, no, yeah, I was wrong. Let me go back on my shit.
Yeah.
But I just be quick to pick a side instead of just being open to just, I don't know.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's funny.
But yeah, the world's sick and it's evil. So I guess all we can really do is just be better people, be better versions of ourselves every day.
Mm-hmm.
And love plants.
And connect back to plants and to Earth, because she's what keeps us here if we want to keep living and doing it. Which is sad, because I know people just kind of wait till they die, but like there's a time where we actually were living, thriving in our hundreds, and it wasn't rare. You know, people are always like, "Oh my gosh, you look good for 30" to people.
Right.
You know? It's like, we're supposed to look this young because we are young as fuck. Like, we are young.
Even 70's not old.
70 isn't
That's
old.
not old, dog.
And that's what sucks.
That's not old.
My grandparents all died. I have one left in their 50s. So, and that's hard.
But that's life expectancy for the average person. That's sad.
That's sad. We used to live triple that. I'm not triple, double, at least into our hundreds, you know.
Before that, it was hundreds and hundreds of years.
And I know, so we can continue, but, you know, so we have the power to return back. It's just, you know, keeping up.
I want to know, what are your beliefs on, like, where we come from? Like, just, I don't care if you think you're right or you're wrong, I don't care. I'm not trying to judge it either, but where do you think we come from? I like to ask, like, guests that are spiritual that question.
Where we come from?
Yeah. One person said, shout out Bossy, he said we come from dust, and he you know, broke it down. Mother Water said, what did she say? She said we came from, I don't want to put words in her mouth. I don't remember. But do you have a kind of a...
I say that we came from the center of the universe, Milky Way, in the center of the womb of the universe, and we were birthed out like
as
specks of stars.
So Big Bang.
Into this universe. I don't know if I'd call it that, but it grew from Earth and energy from there, just continuously changing.
Sounds so dope. It just, I could see like an intro of a movie like that.
I don't know. I could go into it, but that's just what popped to my head right now.
I could for sure see a movie intro just like that, like some like Star Wars shit, where it's just like a white screen, like, and it's just all these little like.
And that's forming the credits while I was doing that, like the first 2-3 minutes.
And it's just these dust specks just going towards a place, and it just hits Earth, and it's just like, we pop up, and it's the dirt, and we cry a lot.
You believe in Adam and Eve?
No, personally.
You don't think?
I don't think
Eve is Mother Earth and Adam is the son.
Well,
I don't either. I just made that up.
That's a good one though.
That's
a good one though.
When you said that, I was like, I never heard it like that. But I don't really follow the Bible stories.
But metaphorically,
I don't know. Like,
I think
what I know is like, I don't know about that, but what I know is like we all have like divine masculine and feminine energies within us. Like, that's the balance of everything. Like, there is this dark, this light, that yin and yang. And when you look at all cultures and backgrounds, they kind of all have that symbol of something, you know? So that's what I look at, is that light, dark, that balance. And we as a society, the feminine has been suppressed for many thousands of years. And when they came, they colonized a lot of the feminine was suppressed, that energy. As you see, more women are getting leadership roles, more things are coming, and we're stepping into that power. But the masculine energy is, which we all have, is also needing to be dismantled and rebuilt. So like masculine have a lot of energy to you guys, like I feel for it, because it's rebuilding all of that, but we're here to do it together, and that's the harmony that we're here to live. You know, on our brain we have the left side, the right side. One rules the masculine side, the feminine side. In psychology they'll call it like the logic, and you know, we're creative, you know, but that's creative is the feminine, the logic is masculine, and it goes opposite with the body.
I'm girly as shit.
And then we hold yeah, like we, so it's you said what happened?
You said he got girly as shit.
Yeah, like we have
Divine
both,
feminine,
we have both
baby.
masculine and feminine energies. They rule different sides of the bodies, and when you learn that, it really helps. Because like for me, I have more masculine energy, I would say, like for who I am, but that's because how I grew up, and your environments and things affect those masculine and feminine energies. That's the whole thing. But like, you know, but I grew up with older brothers, and you know, had to be really tough, and also my dad had that machismo, very like I couldn't express emotions, different things. So it was just different, you know. So tapping in, realizing, calming down, and learning and rewiring. Okay, this is an energy I need to embrace like this way, and then the feminine, you know, that creative energy. Where can I work in, and finding harmony. And yeah, like with the foods and through meditating, aka just doing breath work, taking time to yourself, like helps bring that balance. And then that's when our spirit's able to elevate more, and we're able to reach these higher realms. You know, if they talk about the Bible, what just popped in my head, is like they talk about the temple, and like to reach this Christ consciousness, and that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's our mind. It's allowing this
What do you think the Red Sea is?
Yeah, the spinal fluid in us to rise up into the crown of our head, and to connect to source, to all that is. And that's, you know, it's through these medicines, it's through reminding ourselves that we are a spirit, and that we're just energy, but energy like God's source creation is within us. So like it's reminding daily, and breaking down these conditioning and walls, and tapping into our different gifts that we all have. Like soon enough down the line, everyone will start telepathically communicating more, you know, and telekinesis, because that's all real. You know, we all have those abilities. We just got to tap into it and realize our brain does so much more than what we think of it to do in our bodies. And we are powerful is what I'm here to say.
We're computers.
And we are infinite beings. We are infinite. We have everything within us. Like we are divinity, divine source of impeccable, you know?
God.
We're God.
That's really it.
We everything.
I want to read this quote from your it's your bio on your thing. It says, reconnecting to ancestral wisdom and plant medicine to heal physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. 100% toxin free. I like that. I remember I read that, and I was just like, that kind of just meeting you today and experiencing what we did earlier, and then getting this podcast done. Yeah, like you embody that.
Caption embody that.
You embody that. You do.
That's good.
You do.
Thank you.
You're not fake. You're not cap. How I like to say, you're not cap.
Well, that's one thing. If you want to say spiritual, to beware, because there's a lot of just people who are trying to cap, or just, you know, it's just crazy out there.
Hey, you know what cap means?
You gotta protect your energy.
You know what cap means?
No, cap.
Cap.
Cap, no.
Oh, you said it right now. You used it in the right context.
Okay. But yeah, that's my mission for sure, and just to continuously remind that. And I know more people will realize too, like the plants have spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I explain to people, they look at me like I'm weird, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck, because this is like the most important part, is like
Right.
seeing the plant spirit and learning about it. And then a lot of people appreciate that too, or say like, oh, I never thought of it like that. And and then that opens up, that seed was planted, and then it blooms for them to continue to have that connection. And I just can't wait to be able to continue to just teach little workshops, how people continue to plant their own gardens, because we need to start growing our own foods. Like, there's so much we need to do, but as a community, because we can't do it alone.
Is your demographic more older people or people your age, or?
It's starting to change around my house for sure. Like, a lot of younger, I guess, I don't know, but the word millennials pops in my head, is are starting to, and they're changing my area around a lot. I'm noticing. So I've been in LA a lot, but I'm starting to bring to Pomona, that's my hometown, more of this, more workshops, more working with community gardens, and bringing that, because it's time, and I'm super excited. And over here too, I like Riverside. I was happy to drive, seeing all the mountains, the hills,
Shout out Riverside.
I appreciate it so much. I used to be out here more, but not as much. But
man, I appreciate you coming on this today.
You both so much.
That shit was fire. Today's dope.
Before we get out of here, what's next for Pachamamas? What do you see yourself? What do you see your company? At least in a year. What do you see in a year?
In a year, I'll have my space for sure, for people to be able to just come, drop in, pick up their medicine. I really want, I can't wait, because then I'll have all my herbs and stuff, so I can make people their medicine right there. Because I do a lot of custom orders, because ultimately, each herb is different for different people. A lot of people are like, what can I take that's going to help me and fix this? But it's like, well, I need to know, it's a chemistry, too, because herbs, they're powerful. So if you're on a certain medication, or just if your dad said about the blood thing, and you're taking a herb that does that, it can be dangerous. So to have my shop, so I can see what they're doing, make them the remedy right there. And then also in that space will be where I can have my ceremonies, do my energy work and all that work. And just, my garden, to continue to do workshops with that, for adults and for children. So continuing to build with the workshops and bringing more to the community. I'm going to do some more energy workshops too, and just help people tap into our healing powers, because we all have it, tapping into this energy that we are. We're just an energetic blob. So
I like how you don't really.
So learning how to work with it,
Right. Yeah. Right.
Blubber.
Well, I love what you're preaching. Love what you're bringing to the world. And I'm excited to see what Pachamama has in stores.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Definitely a customer already. About to look it up and buy some shit.
Thank you guys.
Keep putting their energy out into the world.
Yeah.
Thank you for blessing us with your knowledge, because I love learning on my podcast, and every time I learn something from my guests, it's always a win for me.
Yes,
I learned a lot from you today, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that shit was fire. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Alicia,
thank y'all for
Pachamama's
listening.
Overly Blunt Podcast, man. See y'all next week. We out.
Yeah,
Have a good night or
bitches.
day.